Indiana Fever come in 7th place in the WNBA. The Chicago Sky hanging on to 8th place. Remember, it's the top 8 that make the playoffs and advance into the postseason. Angelica Suffren, Tiara Cruz, and Agana Bazzi are your officials here. Mike Benley working it around here for the Fever. Good ball movement on this possession. Logo shot. Logo make for Clark. The Sky shooting 38%. Caitlin Clark, another three-pointer.
Here is really hurting Chicago tonight.
Kennedy a guard, but so effective in the paint. And Boston now has gone back-to-back.
A little something to think about.
Harrison pokes it away. Diamond once again. Found another fast break opportunity behind the back, trying the contact against Wheeler. She gets the final save. Backdoor cut. Boston looking for Hall. Here's Smith going up against Reeves. Draws the contact, hits an and one. Sheer. 9-point advantage. Largest lead has been 10 here for the Fever. Largest lead for the Sky has been 13. Allen once again, her first. Allen baseline look. The last 3 buckets from Lindsay Allen has really taken upon her shoulders to be more aggressive offensively. 2 offensive possessions, 2 buckets for the Fever.
It was a packed house on May 18th, 2025, as the Indiana Fever took on the Chicago Sky in one of the most anticipated early season matchups in WNBA history. Fans were on their feet even before the tip-off, and the atmosphere inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse was electric. And why not? 2 of the league's most exciting stars, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Here's Clark. Blitz. Clark in trouble, and it's taken away by Carter. Carter lays it in. It's a 1-possession game. Had Mitchell right there, did not see her. Mitchell was wide open on the wing. Here's Smith. The floater is good off the dime from Clark. Boston, mid-range fake. The pull-up, short. The follow, no. Another chance, won't go for Boston. Loose ball, this time it's good.
If they can, off the second pass and the short roll, consistently hit that open shot, it will make a huge difference for them on the offensive end.
Mabry splash on a corner pop.
Want to make sure we finish them. And just, getting the ball inside has been good for us, too.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. We appreciate it. Speaking of getting it inside, Melissa Smith, another buck. Drags out Williams, fires, no. Smith the rebound. Mitchell an open look is good from 3. Reese working Boston. 6 to shoot. Carter flips it up and in. Kennedy Carter just so difficult to stop off the bounce. Getting used to tossing to the height of Cardoso. Saying, I think I'm tossing it high. I have to toss it even higher. Here's Smith. She got it. Second 3 of the game for Melissa Smith. To the Commissioner's Cup final. What a dish. Down the floor. Wallace. The finish plus the foul. On a beautiful delivery from Clark.
Defensive board or a turnover and push pace the other way. First in the league in fast break points.
Clark connects on a deep 3.
We're going head-to-head in a matchup that lived up to the hype. From the very beginning, Caitlin Clark made her presence known. The moment the ball touched her hands, you could feel the pace of the game shift. Her command over the floor was immediate, directing her teammates with quick gestures, scanning the court like a seasoned veteran. Every pass had purpose. Every possession had intent. One of the standout aspects of Clark's game today was her elite court vision. Time and time again, she found cutting teammates in stride.
20 points for Marina Mabry. 12 coming this half. Smith takes the contact against Harrison and deflects all over the floor. Clark penetrating. It's with 5 points.
That's a good.
Marina Mabry, another one. Back to back. In the starting spot again here in the third quarter. The first time that they've started this year for the Chicago Sky. Backdoor cut from Mabry. Cardoso, nearly another offensive rebound. Mitchell dribbles into that three-point attempt. It's good. Izzy Harrison gets her own miss and puts it back. Count the bucket. And an and one.
We need to get back to the inside-outside game where they're coming off of a loss against the Mystics. They want to clean some things up.
Caitlin Clark's first shot. She drives, penetrating.
Threading the needle between defenders like she had the play in her mind before it happened. There was a sequence early in the first where she drove hard to the right, drew in a double team, and fired a no-look bullet to the corner for an easy three.
Clark trying to stay with her. Lindsay Allen gets hooked and banks it in. Plus the foul. Wheeling behind Boston, trying to get it back to her. That one's deflected. Boston collects. Mitchell, you bet! And the foul! It's a fever rainstorm in Chicago. Here's Clark pedaling it forward. Clark dipping in, finds Boston beautifully for the finish. Chicago on an 8-0 run. Into the corner. Wallace a three is good, and Indiana needed that after taking in that deep right. Clark trying to shake free, get some space, did not take the three, drives. Smith gets loose and lays it in as Diamond DeShields hit the deck. To back to Boston. DeShields very active defensively and effective. Here's Wallace cupping it up and in. Nice take from Christy Wallace. Did not rule it as such. Here is Allen leaving it short. Reese always in on the offensive glass, could not quite hang on. Here's Wallace. Will pull up from a long two and knock it down.
That pass alone got the crowd roaring. Clark wasn't just a facilitator, she was a scorer too. Her range continues to be a defensive nightmare. Pulling up from well beyond the arc, she buried deep threes that forced the Sky to stretch their defense far past the perimeter. And just when defenders thought they could pressure her high, she'd split them with a quick first step and kick out to an open shooter.
Indiana, at least in the fourth quarter, an 8-3 rebounding advantage. Clark pulls, fires, hits, 4-3.
Caitlin Clark has let the game come to her today. She hasn't been forcing things, and this is not an easy shot going to her left.
To the floor, which is their biggest obstacle here without a lot of time. Inbound Wallace. Wallace gets it ahead to Clark. Clark will drive, get to the rim, lay it in. It's a 4-point game.
This is a well-executed play right here. Clark up the sideline. And the foot speed, has the foot speed advantage there.
Caitlin coming off of a screen. Give her just an inch. She just needs to find a way to get a little bit of space.
Here's Clark turning the corner, lays it in. 10 points in the first for Caitlin Clark.
And you'll see it here. Aaliyah Boston just right there. Enough space, forces the switch. Jonquil Jones a really good rim protector, but Caitlin.
Now the Fever have 5 on 4. It's Clark way outside. Boston the rebound. Clark on the fake. Clark weaves inside and the reverse. It's been a lot of Caitlin Clark. A steal and a bucket. This time finding her way around.
Now Clark trying to make something happen. Behind the back. Attacks the basket and gets her first field goal in style.
The team shot it well from out there here tonight. Both up with 30% from three. Clark bouncing, Boston charging to the rim and finishing.
But being able to make this game look as easy as it is very difficult.
Indiana's going to have to try to win this a second time here after that brilliant first half. Oh, Clark, beautiful feed, and there's Boston.
For this play right here, she comes off the elbow. Coffee switches on, and then that escape.
This is the intensity on defense that has started this run for Atlanta. The help side got to be there.
How about the finish at the other end for Clark?
Right here, Aerial Powers really pressing up on Clark, but Clark's got some speed off of the bounce and helped.
Team 5 run here for the Mystics after the Fever rattle off the first 5. Clark trying to answer, and does with a 3.
Well, that'll get you back in it quickly.
But it wasn't just the highlights. It was the decision-making, the poise. Clark orchestrated the offense with incredible control, slowing the game down when needed, pushing the pace when the defense looked tired. You can see how she's growing into a true floor general, the type of player who makes everyone around her better.